This is the Chrissie Swan Show.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I feel like I do need another coffee,
Okay.
just as like a cheeky nod to Wednesday. You know,
I could flirt with the idea of a iced long back black, actually, Tom.
we could do that.
Yeah.
I'll whip out while Mystic Chrissie is getting her robes on.
Fantastic.
What do you think?
Mystic Chrissie's got a great outfit on today. You're serving one of the best looks of 2025.
We must get it. Are you serious?
Yeah, you are. Shout out to your bestie, Rebecca Thompson. It's from her shop, right?
You know what? I just stopped past her shop. I surprised her with a long black, and I got myself a coffee too, and it was so awful. Is there anything more disappointing?
Nothing.
Hers was good. Surprised her, was really nice, and then I said, "Oh, I love that shirt." She's a fashion designer, and she goes, "Take it, put it on," and I did.
I
And I'm
love
wearing
that.
it now.
That's good karma because you do that to people as well.
I do.
You give them the shirt off your
my
back. Hey, we've got a jam-packed show for you. But next is Mystic Chrissie, as Swanee said. 132410. If you would like a Specsavers voucher and $250 cash.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
And I'm feeling the woo-woo.
Specsavers is helping Chrissie with her mystical visions. Should have gone to Specsavers.
Mystic Chrissie.
She's in the house.
She's in the house.
Andrew! Roo.
How are you, Chrissie?
People call you Drew and you don't like it.
This is the part where you respond, Andrew.
How are you?
People call you Drew and you don't like it.
That is true. I do not like it. I like my full name. I was given my full name for a reason.
And I said, in my mind, I was like, you don't like Andy either. It really rubs you the wrong way.
It does. As I say, it's. I was given my name, and it's always been Andrew for my entire life.
You're from a place called King's Langley. Are you from Game of Thrones?
I might be. No, I'm not, Chrissie.
You had an uncle that you could not understand a word he said. The word incoherent comes to mind.
No, Chrissie, that is not true.
Andrew would be a great game show host.
Something very bad happened to you psychologically.
Oh, something happens bad psychologically every day, Chrissie.
And also to everyone. I'm sick of the sob stories, aren't you?
Exactly. That's life, unfortunately.
That's it. No one gets out of it without being hurt or sad.
Correct.
That's
So
part of it.
let's edit them out of the voice when that returns.
Andrew, someone was very mean to you when you were little. And they...
That is true. I was, I had some very close friends, and being close with those friends caused me to be picked on as well.
lay down with dogs. You don't like people that are brash.
No, I do. I'm very much an upfront person, and I very much like openness, and I can be very brash.
Right.
And
So
blunt
that's
and
I
myself.
wrote the word brash, but I stuffed the meaning. You were very diligent in year 12 and you did well. And if you have a choice of painkiller, it's rapid.
This is true. Although, while I did do well at school, it isn't something that has changed my outcome.
Wait, Mystic Chrissie, can we please guess what he does for a living?
He doesn't do what he was going to do. There's been a real switch. I like you, Andrew. I feel like, I don't want to have a cup of coffee with many people, but I would have a cup of coffee with you.
I'd have a coffee with you, Chrissie. I do enjoy my coffee.
You have a very strong coffee and you don't have milk either. You're a long black guy.
Traditionally, no, but I can be known to have a short black.
A short
long.
black? That is
Short black.
That is very sophisticated.
Andrew, what do you do for a living? I'm curious.
So I do supply chain, so warehousing kind of management and commercial management.
That sounds quite broad.
Made up job. I don't even understand it.
Do you import and traffic
happened?
drugs, Andrew?
I miss the days of butcher, baker, accountant.
There's like 4 words in job titles nowadays. Email signatures are ridiculous. Hey, Andrew, we're getting off topic. You have won a VIP Specsavers voucher and $250 cash.
And also, let your first love go. Let her go. She doesn't care.
Go.
Yep.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Closer.
I wonder how Neo and all his wives are.
Oh, my God. I tell you what, they go to the doctor a lot. You're listening to the Chrissy Swan Show on Nova. And speaking of doctors, a football club has made an incredibly embarrassing and public blunder. And so imagine this. They're in Bulgaria, right?
Yeah.
They're on the field. They all link arms in a solemn show of mourning for the recent passing of a club legend called Petko Gunchev.
Oh, what a name.
You know, this is like, that's exactly the same accent as my psychiatrist.
Is it?
Yeah. Petko Gunchev.
That's going to look good on a tombstone.
Well, not so fast.
Okay.
They were all very, very solemn. He was a legend. So sad that he died. The only problem with it is he saw it. He saw this tribute because he was rushing home on the train to catch the game on television. His wife saw it too and panicked. She's like, why didn't you tell me he was dead? Can you imagine the level of what we affectionately call the bad news laugh?
I feel the most sorry for the wife here because imagine if he's 78, she could be nearly 80. She's just lost the love of her life. She's watching a bunch of young bucks stand in the middle of an oval, observe a minute's silence.
She's finding out at the beginning of the game.
From the armband.
Imagine if she was with her girlfriends like, I wonder who died. Oh, God, who died? And then they say the name of her husband. That is pure bad news laugh territory.
It really is.
Bad news laughs are the worst thing that can ever happen and it doesn't happen to everyone. It's very rare that two people that work together and are so close have that in common. It's very rare.
I remember my first bad news laugh.
Oh, when was it?
It was in grade 2 in 2004 in music. And we all had to stand up. Miss Rogers asked us to stand up as we had a minute silence on Remembrance Day.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'd been at school when this had happened before. So being told to be silent, anyway, I just laughed my way through it. I just giggled my way through it. And she was just scowling at me. And then halfway through, 30 seconds in, she said, "Get out!" I had to stand outside the music room for half an hour.
How do you make me feel so seen without even knowing it? I was at a film shoot, like a TV shoot this week.
Yeah.
This week. And as part of the shoot, they do all the stuff, you know, the garbage. And then they take everyone has to be quiet and they record for 2 minutes of ambient sound.
Oh, just to get the studio sort of vibe.
Yeah, that they can, you know,
chop in should they need.
Yeah. Can I tell you, there was about 30 people on this set and I was the only one who was chewing the inside of her mouth.
Yeah.
And I thought I was getting away with it. And then when it ended, the director, whose back was to me, said, "Well done, Chrissy. You made it." Because he knew that I am the sort of idiot that can't be quiet.
It's like when you and I have to record a script after a show and I can't be in the same room with you as you record a script.
You have to go. You have to leave because there is no way.
13, 24, 10.
When has someone said something to you with such gravity and earnestness and you have inexplicably found yourself laughing in their face?
We're going to take your bad news laugh stories next, and we're also going to give you $100 to spend at Shell Ready Express for sharing them with us.
The Chrissie Swan Show. The Chrissie Swan Show.
Look, I didn't time my bite of muffin very well at all.
You did not. Sorry, I should have given you a countdown there.
Bad news laughs.
13, 24, 10. When have you laughed at something you shouldn't have and gone, oh my gosh, that's my bad news laugh?
I remember my mum got a haircut, especially for her birthday. And Mum, like most women, she's pretty vain. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, she's Patty Swan. She's an icon.
yeah, you don't go to a hair salon and get a hairdo to look ugly. Hey,
Sorry.
trickle. Sounds like you're having a whiskey. It's not. It's an
No.
iced.
Sarah, if you're
latte.
listening, it's a short black
It is.
with
it's
ice.
a short black. I made it.
Thank you,
with
Swanee.
a few shots, if you know what I mean.
Hey.
Anyway, so she's gone to have a haircut 2 days before a birthday.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for her to come home, and she came home. She stormed in the back door where the family room was and just walked straight up the hallway, bedroom, slammed the door like she was 13.
I was going to say, I reckon I've been there at 15 when I dyed my hair brown.
Right. Anyway, I sort of, amble up the hallway to her door,
Yeah.
and I say, what's wrong? And she goes, I'm ugly! I went, no, you are not. She goes, I am. She goes, I can't leave the house. This is all through her door. I can't leave the house. I said, look, I know you're upset, but your birthday's coming up. We're going to have a really nice
Yeah.
time. And she goes, I won't be there. I'll be dead.
What?
And then I knew I should have been supportive, and because there is nothing worse than a bad haircut.
No.
You know there isn't.
No, absolutely.
And you really hate yourself more than ever.
And there's nothing you can do about it. It takes such time.
There's nothing you can do. You know you are stuck that way.
Yeah.
And then I just laughed. I was laughing so hard and silently I had to back away from the door so she didn't hear me.
Oh, bless
It's very
Patty.
insensitive. That's what a bad news laugh is. It's deeply insensitive.
Correct.
Hi, Sarah.
Hello,
It is
How are
Sarah,
you?
isn't it? It's Sarah, not Sarah.
Sarah.
It is
no,
Sarah.
it's Sarah. That's correct. Yes.
Sarah Smile, the great Hall and Oates song.
Yes.
Yes.
My story is a funny one. It's my husband's story, actually. Basically, they were at their grandmother's funeral, which is awfully sad, and an elderly woman, and they were carrying the coffin out, and one of his two brothers said, I don't remember Ma ever feeling this light. And they couldn't stop laughing. They just could not. Yeah, they've had to contain themselves
So,
carrying the coffin out.
How many grandsons were doubled over under the weight of the coffin?
Oh, well, him and his two brothers were, and just were putting their faces into the side of the coffin, trying to hide there.
And the onlookers, the funeral goers, wouldn't have heard what was happening. They just would have seen these three naughty boys laughing,
Yes, that's correct. Yes,
holding their dead ma.
Boys, yes.
Sarah, we're going to send you $100 to spend at Shell Ready Express. Sarah on 13 24 10.
From Sarah to Sarah.
When was your bad news laugh and what happened?
Hi. I used to work in a petrol station, and I worked with a woman whose car got taken out by a commercial lorry truck
Ooh.
while she was at work. So she was doing the morning shift. I came in to do my afternoon shift, and I saw her car obviously completely wrecked, and I asked her what happened, and she told me that a truck had taken it out, and I just burst out laughing in her face. And I just found it absolutely hilarious. I was like, how could that have even happened?
And then, Sarah, the worst part is looking at their face,
Disgusted at you.
realizing that you're laughing at that. That's even funnier.
And that made it worse. And I
Yes.
just continued to laugh because her face was so serious, and she just turned around to me and she said, Sarah, that is not funny. And I said, well, it is though. Like, well, how did that happen? I said, come on, you're insured.
See,
like,
Sarah,
you know, it's
I think-
not a big deal.
I think that is universally
That is funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, right? That's what I thought. She didn't think so. Poor Helen.
Well,
Bless
this...
her.
Oh, poor
poor
Helen.
Helen.
Oh, you do, Helen. Hey,
Helen.
Sarah, this feels quite fitting. As you used to work at a petrol station, we're going to send you $100 to spend at Shell Ready Express.
Oh, thank you so much.
Well, make sure you use it when it's like, 2 packets of Maltesers for the price of one, all that sort of stuff.
We love a deal.
We love a deal. Hello, Lee.
Hello.
Now, this one is very serious because it involves your mum.
What happened?
My mum, she rang me very dramatically. She's had a fall at lawn bowl. Somebody heard a break. Somebody heard a crack. She might have broken her ankle. And I couldn't stop laughing because of the dramatics from her about it. The somebody heard a crack really set me off.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
Wait.
You were made to meet halfway. Expedia were made to plan where halfway is. Expedia, made to travel.
Auckland, LA, Vegas.
Oh my God.
Nova's Red Room Global Tour. Powered by Expedia.
Nova's Red Room.
Let's go.
Let me hear ya.
As I was saying before, I was rudely cut off by that piece of production. I can't wait to put someone on the list here.
Who are we going to put in
I love
today?
in that promo when Gracie Abrams goes, oh my God.
That's my favourite bit of the song and that opener.
Lauren, are you going to give us an oh my God?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my God, no. Oh, I'm shaking. This is amazing.
You have a better chance than anyone of flying on a plane with a meal and a little silver tray over it to see Gracie Abrams and Dean Lewis and Post Malone
Thank you so much.
and Jelly Roll.
Amazing. This is so amazing. I'm shaking. You two are so awesome. I listen to you every day on my drive home from work. Oh, my God.
And here we are all together celebrating your name on the list.
In the draw, my friend. Make sure you tune in to Ricky Lee, Tim and Joel from 4 o'clock this Friday, as they could be calling you to give you the good news, Lauren.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much. This is amazing. I literally feel like I've won the lottery already, and I know it's just a stand.
I don't want to say that I've got favourites, but you are my favourite.
Same.
I really,
you two are my
I
favourite.
really want you to win, Lauren.
Also, Lauren, I was low-key worried you thought we were calling you to tell you we've given you the trip because your excitement levels were 10 out of 10.
I'm so excited already, and I'll just keep the excitement going all
Good
week.
on ya.
Thank you so much.
Lauren, good luck, and there are more chances to get in the draw. Enter online via the Nova Player now or jump on Nova
Dear
FM.
Nova God, please let Lauren win.
We don't have a
Please.
Nova God, we've only got a Nova Boy.
Yeah, well, he's a heathen.
Chrissie's Clickbait.
Love is in the air, every sight and every sound.
Hello.
That is the worst song. I can't stand it every time it gets played at a wedding or a function. Love is in the air. Sorry, John Paul Young, if you're
Yeah,
listening.
not good. Do you know what is good? On the weekend at the wedding I was at, I was jamming Natalie Cole, This Will Be an Everlasting Love.
What a song.
What a tune.
I had forgotten.
And guess what soundtrack it's from?
Charlie's Angels.
But it's such a good song at a wedding.
So good. Do you know what I've been enjoying lately? We're going to
What?
get onto Billie Eilish, but I've been loving The Emotions, The Best of My Love.
Oh, yes.
Which is, it's being
got the best of
sampled.
mine.
It's being sampled at the moment in another song, but the original,
It
so gorgeous.
slaps.
All right, Billie Eilish. Guys, I think she's in love.
Okay.
I think she's in love because the rumour mill is never wrong and it is churning like the cream that I'm going to turn into butter this weekend because someone from Instagram taught me how to do it.
Okay.
She has been spotted with an actor slash performer slash music art. I mean, it's like her, really.
A triple threat.
A triple threat, quadruple threat, quintuple threat. Called Nat Wolf. Great name.
Great name.
Nat is a boy, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Nat. Like
thought-
Nate.
I thought we were going to start seeing her date chicks now that she's been sort of open about it and sung about them.
Well, I just don't think she wants to be pigeonholed.
No.
The heart, I've always said it. I was ahead of my time. 12 years old, I wrote in my diary, the heart wants what it wants.
Retweet.
Retweet, baby. Until it doesn't. And then you're blocked.
Then deleted. Then muted.
They've been spotted in a car together. They have been on tour, though. He opened for her on tour.
Okay.
So it could be just friends.
Hey, the detail in this I love is that she drove to the iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Yeah.
So they drove home from that together. Wouldn't you have a driver or an Uber or like, some sort of car service?
Yeah, maybe. You would think so if you were Billie Eilish.
But she's there driving. Oh,
She's so DTE.
He was also in the Chihiro music video.
Yes, and I feel like this is a very... Oh, my God.
This song. She opened the tour with it.
It's like sound bowls.
Yes.
Something happens in my head. It's like a weird frequency.
It's like a brain tickle.
Look, goosebumps,
Goosebumps.
everywhere. Every time I hear this, buzzies, everything.
Well, you know what else will give you goosebumps? Her singing Wildflower at the iHeart Awards.
Give it to me in my ears. Hey, Jack. How good did we sound in the lift the other day when we were singing this? Just you and I.
You and I.
Oh, you're so good. And then in the car park.
We were trying to do the ad-libs like everyone did at the concert.
Yeah. Smashed. Look, I want to talk about Mariah Carey, but I also just want to finish off this Billie Eilish
Please.
thing. I feel like this is a very good match. If they are together, I feel like it's a good match because his mum is an actress. Billie's mum is an actress. And, if you grow up in a house where the boss of the house, the mum, is an actress, that is a type of vibe.
Right.
That, only those two will know and other people that have grown up in that vibe.
And then entering a new relationship, knowing in the back of your mind that your mums will get along, goes a long way. Like it would put you at ease.
Exactly. And they're not like high class actresses. Like Billie's mum was on Another World, which is like a soap. And Nat's mum was on, like a Virginia Andrews Flowers in the Attic sort of deal.
Okay. So they're kind of like a bit like North Side kind of mums. Do you know what I mean? Like they're cool.
Yes, they're cool.
Yeah.
And he's a bit older. He's 30 and she's so mature.
At 23.
I just feel like it's going to happen. Let's talk about Mariah Carey losing her mind later, shall we?
Let's do it later.
This is the Chrissie Swan Show.
Did you hear in the news just now, hello by the way,
Hello.
that the astronauts have just landed into the ocean.
They splashed.
By the way, my idea of absolute fresh hell. I'd rather die than do that.
Really?
Yeah, if someone said, you'll survive, but you've got to crash land in the middle of the ocean, or you can die, I'd say, I'll die, thank you.
Why?
It's my worst nightmare.
But knowing
deep ocean.
No, but there's so many people around you about to rescue you, and there's going to be a great photo and video. That's what I'd be thinking about.
Well, there was a great photo. So these are my questions. A, they were up there for 286 days. It's almost as long as I was at Dreamworld in the Big Brother house.
Is it?
No, I was there for 84 days.
But it's
heaven.
as long as you were pregnant.
Exactly. 286 days they were stuck up there. And this is the first time I've heard about it.
I know, it feels like we should have been discussing it more, hey?
Well, yeah, because remember those poor people went to the bottom of the ocean in a submarine and we were like keeping vigil. Or those two guys in Tasmania that were in the mine, we knew the minute they were in there and we were counting the minutes. They were floating around in a tin can.
I guess when you know that they're safe and they're astronauts and this is always potentially going to be an outcome, that like something that happens. There's a risk that you take when going into space.
They're stranded.
I know, but they were okay.
It's terrifying.
What I loved was that it was as if it was set up, these dolphins that were swimming around them.
I agree. They splashed into the water like the opening credits of I Dream of Jeannie. And then out of the blue, dolphins jumping on either side of them.
If you knew that there were going to be dolphins greeting you, would you say yes to being splashed into the ocean like that?
Absolutely not.
Really?
No.
We could have had Jennifer Coolidge there narrating it.
Haven't you seen Blackfish?
No.
See it.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
the list of movies I've got to watch. It's
But it was,
long.
I'm going to mention another one. It was like the Truman Show. It was like, and astronauts in the water. You could hear the director in the background. And
Cue
dolphins.
Hey, we've got a massive hour planned for you as I scramble to find my run sheet.
Well, of course, there's the bum bag up for grabs next.
That's what's most important, Chrissie Swan. 13 24 10 if you'd like to play Chrissie's Quizzy.
The Chrissie Swan Show. The Chrissie Swan Show.
Who's going to be lucky enough to get the bum bag?
Chrissie's Quizzy.
Will it be you, Alana?
Hi, how are you?
Did I say it right? I know that that's a tricky name. It's Alana, is that right?
Alana, yes.
Thank
It's
God.
a common mistake.
I know, and I really try not to make those mistakes. So what is Alana? Does that end in an AH and there's a double N?
Yeah, probably. I'm a very simple ALANA. Say it as you see it.
Alana. I love it. Hello, Zachary.
Hello.
Zachary is your full name. Does everyone call you Zach, though?
Yeah, well, sometimes they call me Zach Attack.
Oh, the Zach attack.
I get Jack Attack from Mum sometimes.
Do you?
Most bizarre. Zach, how old are you?
I'm 11 years old.
My boys were telling me, I've got a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old daughter, Zach, and boys were telling me that there is a guy at their school called Stinky Linky. His name's Lincoln.
I don't know if I'd love that.
Stinky Linky. I hope he's on a waiting list for a therapist now. All right, now, Alana, it's going to be very, very hard for you to be satisfied beating an 11-year-old. But
Yeah.
I know, it's awful. We've put you in an awkward situation.
No. Zach sounds like a man that can handle it. You're okay if you lose, right, Zach?
Yeah, sure.
See, he's a chiller.
Hey, what year were you born, Zach?
2013.
2013.
Oh my
See,
God.
childhood has changed. I don't think Zach's ever lost anything. Kids of that age never lose anything.
True.
See, you get awards for things.
There's a participation medal or something.
We're going to give you something, Zach. Don't you worry.
All
right, question number 1. Your names are your buzzers, guys. Best of 5, meaning the first person gets to 3, gets the bum bag. 2 stranded NASA astronauts have finally returned home after how many months in space?
Zachary.
Yes, Zach. We'll take an
9.
approximate. Yeah, 9. 9
9
months, yes. Imagine if one of them went up there like it was a man and a woman, like Adam and Eve, and then they came back down and there was a baby.
Ooh.
Can you do that in space?
Where there's a will, there's a
That's
way.
true.
Yeah.
Just imagine, like, with no gravity trying to, like...
Oh, no, absolutely
I guess you
can.
just cling onto each other for dear life.
Yeah, there might be barbs, like cats have.
Question number 2.
Question number 2. How many lines are there in a limerick?
Lana,
Yes, Lana.
5.
Yes.
Oh.
Well done. Do you remember Pam Ayres? No.
Sorry.
Question number 3.
4 years ago today, there's going to be somebody nodding in their car about Pam Ayres. 4 years ago today, Justin Bieber released this hit. What's it called?
I got my peaches out in Georgia.
In Georgia.
I get my
Peaches.
California.
Alana
Alana.
just got in there.
It's Peaches.
It is Peaches.
Oh, damn, I forgot to say Zachary.
You did, but that's all right, Zach.
I miss Justin Bieber when he made sense.
No, guys, I think he's okay. I've been looking at his Instagram a lot. I think people are overanalyzing it a little bit. He just is a bit of a chiller, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do know what you
You know
mean.
what? I think that's just his vibe at the moment, and he's zenning out. I saw him on a roller coaster with the Kid Leroy. Like, he's seeing
I like
friends.
this, and he's just a kid as well. And,
Yes, he's-
not everyone can be Hugh Jackman.
No, he's in his Leaf era, you know?
I like it.
Alrighty, 2 points to Alana, 1 point to Zach. You're still in the game, Zach. Question number 4.
What occupation is a chippy?
Lana,
Yes, Lana.
carpenter.
It is a carpenter. You've got the bum bag, which is good because I just don't think you'd pull off a bum bag in the playground at year 11. I mean, in the age of 11 years old, Zach. But we've got something else for you.
Yes, Zachary, we are going to send you a Baker's Delight voucher, okay, my man?
Oh, yay.
Savoury bites, my friend.
Hey, Alana, would you like one as well?
I would love one. Thank you.
You've got one too, my girl.
Cheesy my scrolls, my
Amazing.
friend.
Oh, now I'm hungry.
Oh, I'd love a savoury bite. Every minute is good for a savoury bite.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
Without you.
Hey, do you want to see that guy in Los Angeles? If you do, head into the Nova Player app and register because someone's going on Friday.
Yes, Nova's Red Room Global Tour. It's all powered by Expedia. And Ricky, Lee, Tim and Joel make that call for our next winner just after 4
I
on
wonder
Friday.
If I registered.
No.
No, but like, would a cage
No.
cut? Like, would John McCall? I'm going to try it. I tell you what, I'm an idiot. I am an idiot, and I know that you know that, and I feel like very slowly the nation of Chrissie Swan Show listeners are finding that out. And I often say things very confidently that I believe are fact, and they are not.
Yeah, but fake it till you make it's how we both got here, man.
But I don't do it on purpose. I really believe what I'm saying. And
yeah, okay.
I have done it many times, too many times. I'm cringing thinking about it. I have mistaken somebody's gender.
Ooh, I've done that once before and it was awful.
It is awful because you're so sure.
Yeah.
And you use the pronouns or you say something and it's wrong.
And it can be so deeply offensive.
The other day I was walking through this very office that you're looking at.
The hallowed halls of Nova.
Hallowed halls of Nova. And I was just walking around going, look at where I work. I actually do that. I feel so lucky most of the time.
Yeah, I get it.
I just look around and I just go, this is so magical.
Yes, I agree.
Anyway, I heard the most exquisite, almost operatic soprano voice.
Oh.
Coming from a desk. Like, it was so incongruous, this magnificent nightingale of a woman's voice. And it stopped me dead. And I said out loud, very loudly, where is the woman that belongs to that magnificent voice?
Well, you know Lauren Phillips, who is a part of Jason Lauren here at Melbourne's Nova
Yes.
100. She can sing. Was she still in the office?
It wasn't that kind of bluesy, husky voice.
Okay.
It was high-pitched. I'd never heard it before.
Oh.
Anyway, it kept on going and I was tracking it. I was tracking it as if through a maze, Jack. And then when I found the source of this magnificent sort of Dame Nellie Melba style voice, it was coming out of our friend and producer, Tom Casamento. And he had heard me saying, where is this beautiful woman? Where is this voice out of this girl? Where is she?
And you get mad at me for calling him Katie Lang. I have been proved correct.
But I was sure that wasn't a slur. I was sure it was a woman. And what man can sing Chapel Roan like that?
Tom, can you please buzz in and give us a little bit of what you were doing?
I'm sure it was Pink Pony Club.
I have no idea. I don't think it was Big Bird.
You just did it then. And that's not the first time. That's not the first time I've done it. Give it.
Which bit? I don't know. Pink Pony Club.
It was it's pretty good.
That is.
But he wasn't self-conscious when he was doing it. He was really enjoying it. So it was a woman's voice coming out of that burly, bearded man.
Wow.
I was taken aback because I have been mistaken for a woman before.
Yeah, I get it. I get that you've received that before.
My friend, whenever he calls up a takeaway shop and says, I'll have, minimum chips and 4 flakes or whatever, and I've been there, room service, anything, I've been there and heard it 4 or 5 times in our friendship. They say, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And then he laughs because it's happened again.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am. When I worked on the Sunshine Coast, we had a regular, this is 25 years ago, this is the first time that I ever made this grave error. We had this regular listener, Phil from Buderim, and they would call in all the time. I knew them so well. I knew kids, I knew what they did for a living, everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, after literally 6 or 7 months of talking to this woman about everything, recipes, what they did on the weekend, I said, Phil, I've got to ask. It's been driving me crazy. What is Phil short for? Is it short for Philomena? Like 2 feet in. And he said, short for Philip. I'm a man. And I wanted... Jack, I was so sure. I was so sure. 13 24 10. Have you ever been mistaken for a gender that is not your own.
Now, Swanee, I just do need to lift the curtain here. Whilst we have been in this talk break, all of my screens have gone black. And I am going to try and play something as our texts furiously run around.
Get in here and sing Pink Pony Club, Tom.
Let's. This is how we're going to pad and fill time.
Your moment.
Now, the reason I'm about to play this next song, Swanee, that I dragged in, is because there is a song by an artist that I heard, I think at the end of last year on TikTok.
Yeah, where all the good stuff happens. Now, I'm not being facetious, by the way.
Where all the good stuff happens.
Yeah.
And it sounds like this. I'm going to play it from my phone because right now I can't see a thing.
Okay.
It sounds like this.
Much like you at Sunday morning, 2 a.m. Oh, I love this song.
Wait for the chorus.
Yes. Sailor.
Now,
yes, I love it.
It's describe to me the type of artist you would imagine singing that.
I'm imagining someone in sort of like dirty, low-slung jeans, no shoes, hasn't had a haircut for a while, painfully thin.
Right?
Yeah. Sort of like Jim Morrison, but not,
Okay, well then I saw it pop up a few weeks ago. This artist popped up on Jimmy Fallon and sung it live because it's called the Sailor Song. It's gone nuts on TikTok.
It's beautiful. He can sing. He can sing live.
No, Swanee. She can sing live.
Really?
That is the great Gigi Perez.
Oh, God, I love it. It's so exciting.
It's so exciting when you see an artist that you think is the other gender singing like this.
Imagine when she first opened her mouth and
tried
that magnificent, confounding, curious voice came out. I'm so jealous.
I am going to play it in full right now because I love it so much. And my screens are back.
Yay!
This is from Gigi Perez.
By the power of Gigi, your screens are back.
Gigi did it.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
That is magnificent.
I love that song so much. Gigi Perez, it's called the Sailor Song.
You are listening to the Chrissie Swan Show on Nova. I'm going to give you a second to just write that down because you're going to want it later. Gigi Perez, Sailor Song.
But I thought originally that was a dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even when you told me, oh, have a listen to this, I still like, he's got an amazing voice. But I've just seen what she looks like. You can tell that there is so much depth in that woman, you know, and that's what's coming out in the voice. We're asking you, 13 24 10, has anyone ever mistaken your gender? Like my friend who orders stuff and they say, thanks, ma'am. And it's he's a man, 100%. Hello, Christian.
Hello, how you guys going?
Good, mate. Yeah, but what are people mistaking you for?
Well, when I was at school, the temp teachers and that used to come in, and when they were doing roll call, they'd always call out Christine instead of calling out Christian.
Oh, that would have been really great if you were at an all-boys school. They would have loved it.
Well, yeah, well, look, school was bad enough. But then when I had my little fella, everyone would come up, oh, what's her name? And it's like, oh, it's a boy.
Yes, because it's so hard to cut their hair when they're little, the boys. You just don't want to.
He looked like Elmer Fudd, though, when he was young, because he had that full...
So cute.
Baker's Delight voucher for you, Christian. Let's go to Emma.
Hey, Emma.
Hey, how you going?
Please tell me what your teacher said in front of everyone.
She wanted to volunteer, so I raised my hand and she said, yeah, you, the boy in the glasses.
And did you go, I am not?
I was like looking around, looking for this boy, and it happened to be me.
And what did that feel like when you realised she was talking to you?
I still got given stick for it when I was 18 and they'd written it on my birthday cake.
Oh, yeah, you never live it down.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
I love you, Billie.
I love you, Eilish.
I hope her and that Nat Wolf are an item.
If you're not sure what we're talking about, grab the podcast on the Nova Player.
Do it. Let's go clicking.
Chrissie's Clickbait.
It's a juicy one. Did you see one today? We're talking about White Lotus. I have watched one episode. I've never seen a collection of more unlikable characters, but that's a lie because they were equally unlikable in the first season and the second season. And I watched them.
I thought you were going to say you saw the Amazing Race cast dropped this week.
Oh, are we going to go through that?
We're going to do it tomorrow. We're running out of time today.
Just pick your one favourite.
Gretel Klein.
And who's... Oh, my God, it's Epiphany Mason. That's her daughter.
Yeah. Back to the White Lotus.
Who's with Melissa Leo? Who's Leah Wilson?
A friend.
Besties. Anyway, Jason Isaacs.
Yeah, he got his schlong out.
I don't think you're allowed to say... We're on air.
I can say schlong.
I don't know.
It's better than saying...
I tell you what, I wish that we could do a phoner now, right now, but we can't.
Why? 13, 24,
running
10?
Out of time. Yeah, okay.
Really quickly, what?
13, 24, 10.
Can Jack say schlong on
Are
air?
you allowed to... Stop saying it.
Schlong.
No. The point is that I think that that's just a bridge too far.
Okay, jump on the line if I'm offending you.
Like if you're in the car with your kids and you've had to go, oh, isn't Uncle Jack a funny boy? Oh, schlong means tent.
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
You could pitch a tent.
Okay, well, I've got to get you out of here. You're about to get fired.
Go.
Jason Isaacs has spoken to Variety and has taken back the comments that he made in response to questions about his full frontal scene on the White Lotus. Because you see the whole thing.
You do.
The whole box and Anyway, he says, and it makes me angry, he goes, I think it's interesting that there's a double standard for men. But when women are naked, nobody would dream of talking to her about her genitalia or any of those things. So it's odd that there's a double standard. No, Jason, it is not odd. Women have been nude and exploited and forced to do that, as well as being artistic about it, for decades.
Yeah.
I reckon the first time I ever saw a man's thing would have been the fake one that Marky Mark wore in Boogie Nights.
Okay.
That was the first time I ever saw it. Now, don't say that there's a double standard. No, we're just used to that. We're used to seeing women's bodies.
And I remember when he made those comments, because I'm obsessed with season 3 of The White Lotus, he even name mentioned people like Margaret Qualley in The Substance.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe don't go so far to name mention.
Well, no, of course not.
Anyway.
He's just nervous that people are going to compare him to that Sabrina Carpenter ex. I can't even remember his name.
Barry Keoghan. But what's Jason said? Has he taken it back?
Yeah, he's taken it back. But he hasn't taken it back properly. He just said, I shouldn't have mentioned those actresses. I respect them. No. You need to retrain why it's not a double standard. It's like reverse racism. It doesn't exist.
Yes, I got you.
Natalie.
Hello.
Now, are you with me or do you think Jack is okay in saying that?
Schlong.
No, you can't say it.
Well, I'm actually a nanny and I have an 8-year-old and a 3-year-old in the car. And the 3-year-old just asked, what is a schlong?
There you go. And so what do you say? Help people out that are in the same situation. What is it, Nat?
I wasn't really sure what to say, but I said it's like a thong, but it's like a sandal, so we call it a schlong. I panicked.
You panicked. That's so good.
Wait, so what is it? It's like a thong.
It's a shoe and a thong. Yeah.
Oh.
We call it a schlong.
You've got a Baker's Delight voucher, Natalie.
I really hope that 3 or 8-year-old do not go home to their parents and say,
so do I. I'm in trouble if I do.
Yeah. Nanny Natalie said that you were going to buy us a schlong.
Yeah. I want two.
I love it. Thanks.
Now check this out.
The Chrissie Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.